short video, maybe 5 minutes. So looked online, I couldn't see too many videos out there about how to remove the brake hose and brake caliper without draining all the fluid out of your brake line and master cylinder. So all I'm gonna do is put a cap on this line as soon as I take the hose off, and that'll keep fluid from going everywhere, and then you can do a slower process when changing your brake hose here, instead of trying to swap out with a new hose, right when you take this off, which is the only thing I've seen out there. So I'm gonna do that right now. Let's talk about what you're gonna need. All right guys, welcome back. This is gonna be a super short video. It's just on how to remove your brake caliper and brake hose if you're doing a swap, putting in a new hose. I've seen a few videos online where, rapid fire, they pull this hose off, put a new hose on with it already connected to the caliper, and it's done really fast to keep all the fluid from draining out of your line here, your hard line. So I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. I'm taking this off and I wanna leave it off for a period of time because I wanna clean this and paint it. So I'm going to cap this brake line, and I haven't seen that done before, but it makes sense. I think if you buy these lines new, they may come with a cap on them, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna use these caps from Foxbody Performance. I'm going to use that, cap it off, and get this thing out of the way. So let's talk about the things you're gonna need. If you're gonna be swapping this out and putting a new one back on, you're gonna need to bleed your brakes. You wanna have brake fluid. I'm not gonna be putting the new one on today, so I don't need brake fluid. Liquid wrench. Ahead of time, you want to go ahead and spray this bolt on here on the caliper and the joint right here at the line where your hose meets your hard line here. Also, you'll want some paper towels, gloves, and a 10mm socket, and this is only needed if you're going to be taking out this bracket over here, and this may be a 10mm as well. Yes, it is. And then an 11mm flare, and that's for this fitting right here. You definitely want to use a flare wrench. If you use any other type of wrench, there's a serious risk that you'll round this off and then you'll be in big trouble. This thing's usually rusted in here and it's very hard to get off, very tight. Matter of fact, I'm going to use this piece of pipe here to get some leverage on it to be able to turn this, because it's usually a booger to get off. I've got a hammer and a flat blade and some pliers, and that's really, those three things are just to get this little clip off right here that holds this hose onto the bracket. There's a little clip that slides off. So that's it. I'm gonna do all of that now. All right, so I'm going to spray this with liquid wrench. And I don't know about you guys, but this stuff reeks. You get it all over the car, all over your hands, and that smell just gets on everything, and the whole garage smells. So what I like to do is, what I'm gonna do is take a piece of cardboard like this, mark right where this bracket is, and right where the line turns right there. I'm gonna put a little cut. And I'm gonna cut some slots here. And just make a shield basically, so I don't get this stuff all over my car. And I am gonna be cleaning this, but it's in the garage, so I'm not gonna be hosing it down with a bunch of degreaser and spraying it with a hose. So I really don't want to get this greasy stuff all over everything here. So it's just a matter of trying to feed this cardboard up through here. There, close enough. Doesn't look great. Really all I want to do is keep this liquid wrench from spraying all over everything and just get it right here on this one joint. And right here on this bolt. Five minutes later. I'm just gonna wipe this off a little bit. I don't even like getting it on the tools. Right, so one thing I would tell you, you want to break this loose when your caliper is still on the rotor. Because if not, trying to break this loose, you'll see, as I turn this, you know, you're trying to wrestle with the caliper and hold it, and it makes it impossible because the caliper wants to turn. So when it's on the rotor still, you'll break this loose and then tighten it back down, just so it's, like I said, just so you have it broken loose. I am not going to remove the hose from the caliper. I'm just removing the entire unit as one, so I'm not even worried about that. And that's it. So I've got my cap ready here. So all I'm going to do is remove my fitting from the hose, and that's it. Just want to have your paper towel ready. Now I'm going to go ahead and hold the fitting and put the cap on. Now once it starts getting tight, everything's kind of slippery from the brake fluid. I'm going to hold this with my flare and then keep tightening this cap down just by hand until it's as tight as I can get it by hand. Now if the cap, I've only tightened it by hand, but as you can see, this cap is not moving. It's nice and snug. So you can just wipe this off, check it every few minutes, make sure there's no fluid dripping out. If not, then you're good. And that's it. I got like 2 drops of oil, brake fluid, right here. So not much cleanup. And now I have all the time I want to swap out my hose and caliper or whatever I want to do in here. And that's it. So next I'm going to pull this bracket off. Actually, I'm going to pull this clip off. So this clip, it's just got a, it's got kind of a bend to it. So it's basically like spring loaded, stuck down in there. And it's got this lip that sticks out. So you just want to come up underneath the edge of that with your screwdriver and just knock it off. Or you may have to grab it with the pliers, like so, and hit the pliers and pull it off. So pretty simple. By the way, these are also available on alteredfox.com. There's a link down below. All right, now that we've got that clip off, this hose just comes right out of there. It just sticks into that bracket and the clip holds it on. That's it. I'm gonna take this bracket off. And now I can finally just get this caliper out of the way. I feel like it's been on my way since day one. All right, that's really it for this video. My next step is gonna be cleaning and painting all of this, which doesn't really have anything to do with removing the brakes. So I'm just gonna cut it off for now. I'll do a second video where I install the new brake hose and brake caliper. But that's it for now. I appreciate you watching. Hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. See ya.